Hi there, I'm Andy Robertson, and this is Family Gamer TV. Welcome to Family Gamer TV, where we look at video games for families. So a great way to find out what games work with your family are talking to other families who've got kids of a similar age, seeing what games work for them, and maybe just trying them out on your kids. Now, if you don't have people like that around you, we're going to sort of fill that gap for you on Family Gamer TV. We're going to talk about the games that are working for our family, and maybe you'll find some that you'd like to try out for yourself. So, Tim, what have you been playing?
Not a lot.
Yeah, I know. You're just getting started, aren't you? So
yeah, basically. We've got the Wii, and we've been playing that sporadically for the last probably 2 years. But it's just finding the time to set it up, but when we play it, I mean, we're playing a lot on the Carnival Wii. Mm-hmm. My kids are 5 and 8. Yeah. So they really enjoy the whole slinging it around and. Mm-hmm. But I end up sort of sitting down and saying, now share and make sure, look, come on, give that controller, so yeah. I'm not actually getting much gaming time, I'm more kind of managing. Some
games which we've really been enjoying recently is with the Kinect Controller. Mm-hmm. Have you come across this? Roughly?
Tell me.
So this is the new controller from Microsoft. You have a camera bar below your TV,
right?
And that sees your body. You can detect your limbs, so it works out how you're moving, and that's how you control the game. So you don't hold anything.
So it's kind of black magic.
Yes, yeah, it's voodoo. Right. Voodoo for video games.
Well, how's it different to the Wii in terms of seeing? Because the Wii sees the controllers, doesn't it? So you're telling me that the Xbox sees you, not the controller?
Yeah, and that's their sort of tagline: "You are the controller."
Whoa.
And it sounds like a bit of a gimmick, but actually it works quite well. And what it does is it changes the way you relate to the game. Okay. And so you find that, in our family at least, the kids are much more active and much more sort of really acting out the roles, rather than just sort of flicking their wrist to hit the ball. They really sort of take on the being the tennis star or whatever they're doing.
So what do you hold? Do you hold anything?
No, you just stood there.
So do you have to clear your room completely?
Yeah, you do need quite a bit of space. Now, a particular game which we've been enjoying is called Kinect Fun Labs. Mm-hmm. This is a free game that you can find in your Xbox Dash. What it does is it uses the camera to scan in different items that you hold in front of it. So you hold something up.
Oh, like a barcode thing?
Well, no, it actually takes a picture of it. So you hold up your favourite teddy or something.
No way.
Or something that the kids like.
Right.
It takes a picture of the front. You turn it around. It takes a picture of the back.
Yeah.
And then that actually gets scanned in 3D and appears on your Xbox.
Incredible.
But then what you can do is, by moving around in the room, the item you scanned in behaves and matches your movement. So if you move your arms, it moves your arms. If you jump, and you can act out a little play. So our kids love that. So we'll have to get you going on that later and see how your kids.
So you just find it like I could go and get our milk. And it would scan the front of it and the back of it. And
and it would be like a 3D.
I'd make sure the top's screwed on, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. So, but moving on from Kinect, there's a new game on the Wii called Wii Play Motion. Mm-hmm. Now, this takes the launch game, which was Wii Play, which came with a Wii remote controller.
I know I am with the Wii.
And but all the games with that, you'd point at and something that our kids have always found difficult is using that pointing mechanic, because it's just getting the pointer on the screen.
Yes.
Nintendo released this Motion Plus block. Have you come across that?
No.
So it plugs into the bottom of the Wii remote. That's fine.
Yeah.
In a few weeks you'll be all up with this.
All right. Yeah.
It plugs into the bottom.
Yes.
And it's got a little gyroscope in it. So it's not. You don't have to be pointing exactly at the screen for it to know where you're pointing. So it's much easier. And so they've updated this launch game called Wii Play, and it's with a game called Wii Play Motion. There's one game in that our kids have really enjoyed, called Pebble Skimming. And so you point the Wiimote at the screen, you pick the pebble that you think is flattest and is going to skim the furthest, and then you just do a skim motion with the controller, and it's all about trying to get the most skips across the pond. Yeah, it's quite cool.
So the thing that goes on in the bottom, that won't work with our current games. You do need a new game for that.
Yeah, there's certain games which are Motion Plus enabled.
Yeah.
Now, what it can do is, because it's got that extra sort of detail, when you're throwing this stone, you'll notice as you twist your wrist with the controller on the screen, the stone moves the same. And so it's all about trying to keep that stone level as you're throwing it, so you get a really nice glide. And my kids are so much better at this than me.
My 5-year-old's not going to get that. Okay.
You think so? Do you think
no, I
don't
think she will.
Yeah.
8-year-old will.
Yeah, I mean that's the
my
issue.
son
As you get more complex controls, the games have to be a bit more exacting about what they ask of the player.
Yeah.
So, if you don't hit it exactly right,
that's great though.
Yeah, but I think that does mean it is for slightly older kids. Now, another device we often use for gaming is an iPad. You guys have got an iPad, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you play many games on it in your family?
Yeah, we got probably got more games on it that aren't installed on it at the moment.
Now, the iPad works really well, particularly for young kids, just because of the size of the screen. And the fact that a lot of the games you move just by tilting, and at the big touch screen. So my 3-year-old actually plays loads of games, and he loves Fruit Ninja.
Oh yeah,
when you're
got
slicing the fruit.
Ninja HD, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really good. But there's another game that I know you guys have played a bit. Wheel racing.
Yes, that's the car one, isn't it?
Yeah, you're a bit of a car nut.
Awesome.
So that's obviously down your street.
I love it.
Now, Wheel Racing is the follow-up of the iPhone game, which is sort of a breakthrough game really on the iPhone, where people realised for the first time there's a proper console-style racing. So it's a little bit like Gran Turismo or Forza if you played those sorts of games, but on a little device. Now they've upgraded this for the iPad, as you know. So you've got this lovely HD screen. But yeah, so the iPad I think is a great device for family gaming. Now I know you used to play PlayStation back in the day, and we've played a bit of PlayStation 3, sort of boys' nights in. But have you heard of this new PlayStation 3 Move Control?
No.
Not at all?
I should have, no I haven't, sorry.
No? Cool. It's sort of PlayStation looking to try and re-engage perhaps with more family gamers. So they've taken the Wii control idea with your Wii remote, and they've created their own version of that, and it's got a flashing bauble on the top. Now, what this means is that as well as the different motions, it also knows how close you are to the console.
Right.
So when you're playing a game, if you need to move forward, you literally in the room, you just move forward
That's clever.
To the game you're playing. Tiger Woods 12 with move controls combines the Wii swing mechanic and actually improves on it a bit, I think. But also you get the really nice looking courses and everything like that. So it just works really well. Yeah, so we should have a game of that.
I'd like to have a game of that.
Yeah, but really the thing is, find a game that works for you and your family. What works for your ages and the makeup of your family setting will be different to somebody else's. So it's all about having a go. If it works, then keep playing it. If it doesn't, then obviously move on to something else. I'll be introducing Tim to some other games, and we'll be reporting back, how it goes week to week. So I hope you find that useful.